I have 5 different ideas I want to touch on today, and I'm going to do my best to tie them all up into one cohesive video, and I will likely make a fully fleshed out video for each of these 5 different topics, but we're going to have fun today. So first, we have this idea of the thoughts that we are identifying with, and so along the journey, we encounter different information that we choose to identify with. And this information is either in harmony towards our goals or it's disharmonious towards our goals. And the whole goal is to recognize what the thoughts are that we are identifying with. And this comes from internal dialogue, mental chatter, and self-talk. And these will often be paired with how we feel about the current state we are in. So, of course, if we're on the journey to realizing the state desired, we want to be filling our mind with information that is in harmony with our goals. However, we're not perfect, and there's a whole lot of external stimuli that is here to potentially throw us off course. And so, what I'm here to state is that along the journey, it is imperative that we remain aware of not only our thoughts, but what thoughts we are holding ourselves to, that we are identifying with, that we are affirming to be true about ourselves. And with this understanding of what's going on within our own minds, we can detach from thoughts or beliefs about ourselves that are no longer serving us. Alright, so the gist is that we are not here to control the information that comes into our minds, but we are here to control what information we choose to identify with and how this affects our journey towards the destination. It's as simple as that. And now moving on, we're going to bring up topic number 2, which is quantum entanglement. And the gist here is that X and Y can be the exact same. Irregardless of space, of time, two separate entities, or now separated entities, can be affecting each other in the exact same way. So we can apply this idea in any scale that feels right. We can think about it as basic as we interact with another person and we keep the good vibes, and we can apply this principle and assume that they are receiving our good vibes and they're carrying that on towards their next destination. And if it works for people, environments, circumstances, and information in the external world, then how does it apply in the internal world? Maybe our thoughts are, in fact, the most important guiding stone we have towards the path that is unfolding before our very eyes. Alright, and with this in mind, we have the topic number 3, which is karmic retribution. And this is a term that has been floating around online recently, and I like to take a stab at this from a different point of view. So we can recognize, if we back up, that there's importance to what we are filling our minds with. And in that same sense, if karmic retribution is potentially summarized as saying that if we show the truth in plain sight, then if you vibe with it or not, then that is your decision. You have all the evidence to make your final conclusion, and that absolves us of any karmic linkage to the outcome. Okay? Now let's apply this to our own internal state. Let's say we're scrolling on YouTube, or on Twitter, or on Instagram, or on TikTok, or whatever, and there's plenty of content that is trying its absolute hardest to get your attention. And to do so, it is uprooting negative emotions. Let's leave it at that. And with this, we have a decision to make. We have all the evidence in the world being presented to us of, hey, this is a video that is potentially clickbait. It is potentially going to bring about some kind of emotion that is ultimately disharmonious to your goals. Okay? And yet we make the decision to either watch that video out of guilty pleasure or out of emotional reactivity, or we choose not to. And the takeaway message with this is that, is it our problem to be upset with the video creator or the advertiser or whoever is putting this content online that we decided to click on? Or are we supposed to be upset with ourselves for deciding, or at least being reactive enough to impulsively click on the video or the media of whatever it is, and ultimately guide ourselves down the wrong direction that is disharmonious to our goals? This idea of karmic retribution is oftentimes applied in the context of the creator of the media of whatever kind. However, But we're here to reclaim our own power. We're here to focus on ourselves and let everyone do that for collective benefit. And how to apply karmic retribution to your own life is to take away any blame that you have for external beings, external anything, and even take it away from your own internal state. We can objectively analyze that there is certain information, people, environments, and circumstances that is in harmony or in disharmony to our goals. It's as simple as that. We can judge everyone for putting out certain content or what have you, but ultimately we are here to resolve ourselves of any blame, any karmic attachment that we have to expectations. And with all of this, I've come to point number 5, where I have an update for my affirmations. Each morning and each night, I have the 3-6-9 technique, where I choose 3 different affirmations that I repeat to myself 3 times, 6 times, and then 9 times. And recently, I feel like I have at least gotten so close to achieving those goals that they've actually begun to counter themselves onto me. So we must recognize that that which we affirm to ourselves is literal. There is no falsehood about it. There's everything that we are speaking about ourselves, that we know ourselves to be. The words that we are using are, in fact, literal. We must be very delicate in the selection of the words and the meaning behind the words that we are choosing. And we can recognize that what may sound good on the present or on the surface, it may in fact not be what we truly want. So yes, it is important to live in that feeling of the state desired, whatever that may be, but we have to recognize what exactly is it that we are affirming, and is that truly the biggest, most fulfilling goal that can be affecting ourselves and others for the betterment of all. And so I'm not going to share my affirmations because that's not really going to do us much good, but the take-home message is to commit to affirmations that make you feel good, and do so in ways that will really affirm the faith that you have in yourself as you actually bring these words into your real life. Commit to affirmations until they're actually a part of your life, and then analyze, like, hey, yes, this actually happened, and it's amazing that it actually happened, but it is actually not exactly how I anticipated it to come, or how it's affecting me now is not exactly what I thought it would be, but it's still objectively accurate. So with each time, we'll reiterate and improve upon our affirmations, but we're only here to learn and have fun with it all. So thank you, thank you, thank you.